working and construction is as follows. This is the seed reservoir where all the seeds are kept. This is the seed needle. It's connected to this servo using these 3D printed lever. As the needle goes in, it creates a hole in the ground. As it comes back up, the seed drop in the hole, and then the seed drill pushes them back in. On the other hand, this moisture sensor is also connected to the servo, so that as the seed needle comes up, this goes into the ground and detects the level of moisture in the soil. If the moisture level is too low, then this pump can water the soil. It also has a GPS so that we can locate this in case it's lost. This is all powered by the Arduino Nano. The two gear DC motors on the side have these unique 3D printed wheels which are custom made for walking on the soil. The seed reservoir, the seed drill, the seed guide, and the body, the wheels are all 3D printed. Thank you.
So my name is Benson, and I'm a geek. Not a geek in the traditional sense, so I certainly wouldn't call me an uber geek, more of a closet one, but a geek nonetheless. And here's why. I love technology. It fascinates me. It's a big part of my life. It's driven my career, and frankly, it's fun. And that's why I'm here today. Geekdom and technology is poised for a huge leap forward. And its name? The Internet of Things. So what is this Internet of Things, and why should you care? Well, here, the Internet has been around for a while, but it's been mostly the product of people. So all the data and images and recordings and games, books and commerce and all of that was created by people, for people, and about people. See, the Internet is one of the most important and transformative technologies ever invented. I happen to know a few people who couldn't live without it. All kidding aside, the Internet is like a digital fabric that's woven into the lives of all of us in one way or another. The Internet of people changed the world. Well, there's a new Internet emerging, and it's poised to change the world again. You see, this new Internet is not just about connecting people, it's about connecting things. And so it's named the Internet of Things. Okay, so connecting things to the Internet, big deal, right? Well, it kind of is, and here's why. Because things can start to share their experiences with other things. Whoa, wait, what? How's that work, right? Well, it works like this. You take things, and then you add the ability to sense and communicate and touch and control. And there, you get an opportunity for things to interact and collaborate with other things. So think of it like this. We as human beings, we interact and contribute and collaborate with other people in our own environment through our 5 senses. We have seeing and smelling and touch and taste and hearing, right? Well, imagine things with the ability to sense and to touch, and then add the ability to communicate. And that's where the Internet of people and the Internet of Things intersect. So what are some examples of these things? Well, let's start here. How about your smartphone? You wouldn't believe at how many senses your smartphone has. It knows where you are. It knows if you're moving. It knows how you're holding it. It knows how much light's in the room. It knows how close it is to your face. It knows what you're saying to it, and it even has an eye so it can see its surroundings. Oh, and it also has the ability to communicate on a wireless network. Okay, so that's probably an obvious example. How about this one? My bracelet. I'm wearing it up here right now. It tracks my steps, it tracks my activity, it even knows how well I've slept. And it can communicate on a network. Okay, all of us probably have one of these in our homes, maybe a version of one of these. It's a thermostat. But this thermostat does way more than just know the temperature in the room. It knows whether I'm in the room or not. And it learns and tracks my home and away patterns to ensure my comfort and save energy. And it communicates on a network, so I can control it from afar. So these light bulbs, with these light bulbs, I can create all kinds of moods with brightness and light and dimming and so on. But because they communicate on a network, they know how to listen. So I can tell them, or other things can tell them to turn on, off, or blink. This garage door opener opens the largest door in my home. And because it communicates on a network, every time it does, it lets me know. Did it open or close? Or I can open or close it from anywhere. Now this thing is a scale that I can step on and it automatically records my weight and puts it in a fitness app. But this thing is not, it's broken. The data is never right, so. This thing is something that fits on my dog's collar. It's called a whistle, and it tracks my dog's activities the same way that I do. Now, there's a lot of things that were manufactured and built before the Internet of Things. And the good news is we have tools and systems that allow you to add sensing and communications capabilities to existing things. The device on the left is called an Arduino board, and it's pretty common in hobbyist circles and prototype applications. The device on the right is called a programmable automation controller, and this device also gives things the ability to sense and communicate. In fact, I use this device in my own home. So, what are some real-world examples of these things in the real world? Well, allow me to take you on a pictorial of my typical day or my typical morning in the Internet of Things. There I am, lying blissfully asleep. And you can see I have my armband on. And the beauty of that is it's sensing my sleep cycles. And it knows the most opportune moment to gracefully wake me up by gently vibrating and blinking a light. Well, when that happens, my bracelet sends a message to other things in my home. And pretty soon a chain of events starts to occur where my things are talking to other things. For example, my thermostat goes up to 80 as my whole house fans start up and draw all the cool morning air into my home, which pre-cools my home, allows me to not turn on my air conditioning for later in the afternoon. Saves me a boatload of electricity. Then my coffee maker starts up and my bedside lamp fades to bright. So then I'm kind of curious, how did I sleep last night? So I roll over and grab my phone, and the good news is I exceeded my goal. Then I like to get up in the morning and take my dog for a walk. So I put his whistle thing on his collar, I hook him up to the leash, and off we go. A healthy dog is a happy dog, and the fresh air does us both a lot of good. So while I'm walking, I get an email. And it says that my spa just turned on. You see, in my day job, we build Internet of Things products for industrial applications. So sometimes my home is used as a demonstration. So I go over into my app for my spa, and I ensure that the spa was turned back off. And then, while I'm here, I thought, I wonder how much water went on my lawn this morning. You see, my sprinkler thing communicates with the local water district's thing that senses a bunch of parameters and tells my sprinkler system how much water to apply to my lawn. Well, that's really important today with our current drought conditions, so it's certainly conserving water, and I save on my water bill as well. And then while I'm here, why not check out my wine aging in a barrel at my friend's cellar 45 miles away, all within my app. So I get back from my walk, I eat my breakfast, and I scan my breakfast exit right into my food diary. Everything is good there, kind of wrapping things up. It's time to hug my kids, and I have hug sensors in my shirt that measures how many hugs I'm kidding. That's not true. I don't have hug sensors in my shirt, but the Internet of Things does include smart textiles and clothing, so be looking out for that. And as I pull away to work, I get a message on my phone that my garage door successfully closed behind me. So I could go on and on about my day's events and how it correlates and interacts with the Internet of Things, but I think you get